Hi, my name's Leslie English and I'm one of the faculty librarians supporting engineering and other departments in the Faculty of Science and Technology. I'd like to welcome you to Lancaster and to the library. You're starting your studies in difficult times and some of you may be studying on campus while others are not yet at Lancaster and may not arrive until 2021. Wherever you are, you'll be able to access the library services and resources, and we have a vast amount of online books, journal articles, conference papers, and more. If you are on campus, the library is open. You can come in to borrow print books or book a study space to work in the library building. Keep an eye on the library webpage for information about library opening hours and study spaces, as this may change over the term. I recommend that you use the Library Essentials tutorial before watching this video, as that gives you an introduction to the library resources, services and support available while you study at Lancaster. In this video, I will introduce you to some of these resources, focusing specifically on those relevant to your programme of study. I'll also share some search tips with you for planning and carrying out your search in library databases. So in this video, I'll show you OneSearch, the library catalogue, where you can find both electronic resources such as ebooks and electronic journal articles, as well as see where print items are located in the library if you are studying on campus. The Engineering Subject Guide, where you can access subject-specific ebook collections and specialist databases, as well as standards and patents. And I'll share some useful tips for planning a literature search and searching in databases before going on to carry out a search in the Web of Science database. And finally, I'll tell you how the faculty librarians can support you with your studies and how to contact us. When you've finished watching the recording, you'll find an activity on Moodle which will develop your skills in literature searching. There will be a discussion forum available in Moodle during the week, and I will regularly log in and answer any questions you may have. OneSearch is the library catalogue, and you'll often hear library staff refer to it as the discovery tool. You can access OneSearch through the student portal, iLancaster, Moodle, and the library website. You can search for books, ebooks, articles, journals, theses and dissertations, newspaper articles, and other types of resources. And you can search using keywords, words from the title, or an author. I'll do a demo for you now. So I'm on the library homepage at www.lancaster.ac.uk/library. I'm going to scroll down the page till I get to the OneSearch search box. And I want to search for the book by Longo, which is the IEEE guide, Writing in the Engineering and Technical Fields. So I'm going to search here within the drop-down menu, Books and More. So let's click on Search. When you use OneSearch, I recommend logging in. So logging into OneSearch will give you seamless access to any electronic resources that we subscribe to. So just use your Lancaster username and password to log in. Okay, so I can see that there are two records for this book. One of them is the 2017 edition and one's from 2008. So I'm going to choose the most recent edition. I can see that they're both ebooks because they both say view online. So I'm going to click on the title and this page will give me the full bibliographic details. So everything I need if I'm going to reference this source. And then further up, it gives me a link to the full text online. So I've got two options here. I'm going to just choose the eBook Central, which is an ebook platform I'm more familiar with. The university has access to a number of ebook platforms. So you may find as you're searching for ebooks that the screen displays slightly differently. Generally, they all have the same features and functions. So from this page, you can see that I've got the option to read online, to download the book, to download the PDF chapter. And if I scroll down, I can see the chapter titles. You find that there'll be more functionality if you click on Read Online. So in the Read Online option, I've got a toolbar at the top So it gives me some options such as highlighting text, making notes on the ebook, um, and magnifying or minimizing the text on the screen, as well as options to print and copy. It's worth remembering that there are copyright restrictions when you're using ebooks. So generally you can print or copy one chapter or 10%. So you can search within the book. So if I search for the term audience and then scroll down, I can see the chapters where that word appears, and then I can go down and see which pages it appears on as well. And the word should be highlighted in the text. Okay, so I'm going to go back into OneSearch and just show you one of the useful features of logging in. So I have an eShelf and it's in the top right hand corner with this what looks like a drawing pin icon. So if I want to save this book into my eShelf, I can click on the drawing pin. That takes that up to my eShelf. And let's just pop into that eShelf and have a look. Okay, so you can see I've got quite a lot of items saved in my eShelf. So a good way of managing those saved items is to add a label. So if I click on Add Label, I have the list of existing labels that I've created, and I can also add a new one. And then that will appear in my list of labels down the right-hand side. So one of the most popular labels I have is this active learning. So if I just wanted to see what results I have under active learning, I can click on that label on the right and that will display those records. So it's a nice, neat way of managing your references, your records in your eShelf. So I'm going to click on New Search, and this time I'm going to search for a topic. I'm going to go into Advanced Search, and here I can put my concepts on different rows and combine with Boolean operators, but I'm going to come back to that when I talk about search tips later on. So I want to search for articles, and my topic is, my first concept is blood glucose, and my second concept is near infrared. So I'm looking for any technology that can monitor blood glucose using near infrared. So I'm going to click on search. Okay, so I can see that I've got over 13,000 results. So you may find it useful at this point to add another concept to make your search more specific, or you can use the refine my results down the right hand side to filter those results. So let me just run through those. You can filter by resource type. So you can see here the list of resources that are available. So I want to search in conference proceedings, and I'll apply filters in a minute. You may want to think about the date range. So do you want papers published in a specific time frame? So usually it's a good idea to have a reason for this. Perhaps a seminal piece was published 10 years ago and you want to look for any research since then. But for now, I'm going to just search within the last 10 years. And then another useful filter is the subject. So if I click on Show More, I can look at all the subject headings that are assigned to my results list. So I'm going to choose diabetes and monitoring and apply my filters. Okay, so now my results have gone down to 24. So let's have a look at one of these papers. So the top one looks pretty relevant. Non-invasive blood glucose monitoring using near-infrared spectroscopy. So I can click on the title to get the full details of this conference paper. So if I can scroll down, I can see the details. I can see the description. So in OneSearch, the description is the abstract. So that's the summary of the article or the conference paper. And further down, have a look at the subject headings. This can be useful if you're carrying out a comprehensive literature review and you want to look at the terminology and make a note of those, and you might want to add those into your search. Scrolling back up, I can see there's a link to the full text and it's in the IEEE electronic library. So I'm going to click there now. So it's taken me to the paper in the IEEE Explore database. And again, I've got the abstract and the bibliographic details here. Look out for the PDF option when you go into one of the databases, and that will allow you to open the PDF full text. And from here, you can go to the top right-hand corner and download, or you can save that up into your cloud storage. So let's move on to subject guides. These guides are created and updated by your faculty librarians, and the guide links you to key library resources and information for your subject area. If you're on campus and using the physical library, you'll find a list of the key class marks so you can find the books on the shelves. And the guides also link to ebook collections and specialist databases. I'm going to show you around the engineering guide now. You can also access any of the other subject guides which may be useful, for example, the law or the business and management guides. You can access the subject guides by looking for the brain icon on the student portal and the library website. Let's have a look now. Okay, so I'm back to the library website. I'm going to scroll down the page until I come to the first row of tiles. And from there, I can click on the subject guides icon. I'm now going to scroll down the alphabetical list of guides till I find engineering. And click on engineering and engineering again. The first tab, Getting Started, is all about getting started using the library and includes some useful video tutorials and a link to sign up to the Library Skills for Science and Technology Moodle. It also has links to your faculty librarians, and you can book an appointment or you can email through the links on the left-hand side. In the Finding Books and eBooks tab, you can see a list of ebook collections if we scroll down the page. That includes Novell and IEEE Wiley ebooks, as well as MIT Computing and Engineering books and more. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the list of key class marks for engineering, so you can find the physical books in the library. Next, we have the Finding Conference Proceedings and Journal Articles tab. And again, if I scroll down the page, you'll be able to see the list of key engineering databases, and underneath that, we've got a list of the recommended interdisciplinary databases. So here you'll find subject-specific articles, reports, and other resources which may be useful when researching a topic for an assignment. While I'm going to demo a search today in the Web of Science database, you can see that we could subscribe to some key engineering databases, such as IEEE Explore Digital Library. So IEEE Explore includes scientific and technical content published by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. There is much more on the subject guide, including links to standards and patents databases, theses databases, and preprint repositories. So do have a look around, and remember these are available to return to throughout your time at Lancaster. So in the next part of the recording, I'm going to share some tips for planning a search and using library databases. You may find it useful to start planning on paper or use a mind map before you start searching in the databases. Think about the topic you're researching. What prior knowledge do you have? Do you need to do some background reading to build on your knowledge through books, book chapters, or review papers? Start to think about the questions you need to answer. Where will you find the answer to these questions? Are you best placed to look in journal articles, company reports, standards, or technical reports? Think about the library databases that may be relevant. Break your topic into 2 or 3 concepts and then do a scoping exercise in OneSearch or Google Scholar to see if the terms you are using are bringing up relevant results. This is where you need to do some reading. Have a look at papers that look relevant. Open them up and read the abstract and look for author-assigned keywords. Make a note of those you hadn't already noted. It helps to jot down any synonyms, and you can include these in your search. It means you won't miss any key papers because the author has used slightly different terminology. Think about any limits you need to set, ways to refine your search. Are you focusing on a particular date range, geographical area, or language perhaps? So as you start to think about the search in a database, here are some tips to help make the search more specific. To search for a recognised phrase, for example, renewable energy, put the word in double quotation marks. Use an asterisk to truncate. For example, HOUS asterisk brings back results with the word house and housing and any other plural endings. You may be using a word with variant spellings, so jot down the UK and the US versions of the word, for example, organisation, and use the wildcard, the question mark, in the database to pick up both spellings. You can then start to plan the search using Boolean operators to combine words, so and, or, and not. I tend to be cautious in using not, as you may miss something that's key. I'll demo the use of Boolean operators in my next search. So I'm back in the Engineering Subject Guide on the Finding Conference Proceedings and Journal Articles tab. I'm going to scroll down and go down to the multidisciplinary databases and choose Web of Science. So I'm going to use a similar search to before, but this time I'm going to use quotation marks for phrase searching and add any synonyms I found whilst reading. In Web of Science, the basic search is like an advanced search, and you can add a row per concept. So I'm going to search for blood glucose or continuous glucose monitoring or CGM or SMBG, so abbreviations that are often used as in the text. And on the second row, you can see I'm now going to combine the first concept with the second concept, which is near infrared, and you can see my search has been saved as I've been trying this out. So near infrared in quotation marks, or NIR or NIRS. I could also add near infrared spectroscopy, non-invasive glucose prediction, or glucose contribution. So any of the similar words, synonyms that I've found as I've been reading. So I'm going to search within the topic, and that search is in the title, abstract, author keywords, and keywords plus. So let's search now. So I've found 491 results. And in the Web of Science database, I can use the left-hand filters, the refine results, to limit my search. So as in OneSearch, we can limit by publication year, and I can go down and I can limit by Web of Science categories. So that's at the subject headings within this database. And I can click on more options and see that full list of subject categories. Okay, so I want to search in engineering biomedical and refine. That's taken my results down to 89. Just going down further, I can search, I can refine by document type, and a good starting place is a review paper. So that's like a literature review, and it will highlight key authors or key research in a particular area. Okay, I'm not going to filter by that today. So at the moment, the list is sorted by date. So I've got the most recent result at the top of the list from June 2020. I can also sort by relevance. So it can be useful to look at the first few pages of relevance and then the first few pages in date order. But one of the features I really like about Web of Science is it has this time cited option. So let's click on that now. Okay, So I'll just mention citation pearls to you. If you have a few key papers for your research, or maybe your supervisor's given you some key papers, a good way to find relevant publications is to have a look at the reference list of that paper. So that's looking at any research that's been carried out before the paper was published. You can also use time cited to see who has cited this paper. So that's going forward in time. So for this paper at the top of the list, I can see it's been cited 150 times. And if I click on that 150, it will show me the papers that have cited it. So if I'm struggling to find material using keywords, this is a really useful way to look back in history and look forward. Okay, so let's just go back to my results list. You can see here that some of these results are telling me that the full text is available from the publisher. If you don't see that and you just see the Find It option, Find It will take you into OneSearch and you'll be able to see if the full text of the article is available in there. If it isn't, it's always worth copying and pasting the information into Google Scholar. So let's have a look at one of these articles. If I go into full text from publisher, so I've gone into the full text by publisher option, and what I'm looking for is the download PDF option. And again, that will give me the PDF version of the report or article and give me the option to download. Let's go back to my results list. So before we finish in Web of Science, if you are using databases regularly, I recommend that you create an account in the database. So up in the top right hand corner here, I can see this register option. So register using your Lancaster email address. If you do set up an account, you have additional features. So you can save your results, you can save your history, so your search history, and you can set up an alert. So just on the left here, if I've spent a bit of time setting out my search strategy, I can create an alert, and that means that whenever anything new is published in this field, I'll get an email to let me know, and I can manage how often that email comes through. So really useful if you're researching over an extended period of time, for example, for your dissertation. Okay, so I've introduced you to some of the library resources specific to your subject area, given you some tips in planning and carrying out a search. This has been a whistle-stop tour, so I'm going to share with you how to access further support from the faculty librarians, which may be useful, especially when you're starting to carry out your literature review for your dissertation or final year project. If you need any support in finding resources or using databases, in referencing or using reference management software such as EndNote, or for carrying out a comprehensive literature review, then please do get in touch. John Barbrook and I are the librarians supporting engineering, and you can contact us via Microsoft Teams chat through our email address facultylibrarians@lancaster.ac.uk, or for a more in-depth inquiry, we have appointments available which are currently online throughout the week, and you can book these through the Faculty Librarian webpage. So go to the library homepage and look for the Faculty Librarians tile, and then click on Book an Appointment. You can also self-enroll on the Library Skills for Science and Technology Moodle, where you'll find self-directed learning material such as tutorials, videos and documents to download that can support you in all aspects of literature searching. There's also the Central Library and Information Skills online workshops. And in the first few weeks of term, there are quite a few workshops that are available to book onto, such as getting started using the library, an effective searching for information, which is a more advanced searching session, and EndNote Web and EndNote Desktop, and they are both reference management tools. So you can book your place online using the link on the slide now, or you can go back to the Faculty Librarians page on the library website and look for the Library Information Skills Programme tile. Please do remember there are staff here to support you both online and in the library. As well as the faculty librarians, you can ask one of our library services advisors at the information point on A floor or via chat on the library webpage or on OneSearch. Chat is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can keep in touch with what's going on in the library through the library website and also on social media. Due to the pandemic, things are changing all the time, so please check our library homepage before visiting. I hope you enjoy your time at Lancaster and good luck with your studies.